I did a medical test recently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did one of these overnight tests, just at home tests with it's like a little thing you strap to your chest, and then it even puts a little oxygen sensor thing on you. It's all connected to these things in your nostrils.
Okay.
To see if you have sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And, you know, so you do that and then they call you, whatever. So like a week later, finally call them and they're like, yeah, the results are back. And, you know, you have a mild case. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, I'm thinking, okay, mild case. That's not too bad. And I was like, so what does that mean? And they're like, well, on the average, every hour, you had 24 instances where you stop breathing for 3 to 5 seconds. And I say, oh, okay. And then in my head, I'm like, that's mild?
Doesn't sound very mild to me.
It doesn't.
Wow. I can't imagine what they call severe then.
I know, severe. Wait, what is severe? Severe is like you're basically
You're not breathing ever.
You're borderline dying.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time TV, a podcast where we discuss some of the latest streaming shows, and then normally go into a little more detail and discussion about one of them. Currently talking about Pluribus.
Yes.
Jared, there's nothing wrong with this podcast that a freaking hand grenade wouldn't fix.
Yeah. I had that one down also.
So my name's Josh, and this is my co-host, Jared.
Josh, are you the Grinch who steals supermarkets?
I don't think so.
Okay. That was my only other one. I'm glad I had two, because I was going to use the hand grenade.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's funny. There was another one that she said, and I clocked it when she was saying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they'll have that. Or that's a good line. It'll be, and they didn't have any quotes on IMDb for this.
No, that normally takes a while.
Yeah,
you just have to write them down when you hear them in the episode.
I know, but
That's
I've gotten lazy, and normally like some of the other stuff, people get them up on it really quick. So, yeah. And I was like, crap, I can't find it. No. And I knew the grenade one also, and I was like, all right, well. But yeah. Cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about what we've been watching. What do you got on your docket of?
I have two things. We're recording early, so don't really have that much right now.
Yeah, like 48 hours early. Not that much.
Yeah, I guess it's...
Anyway.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well,
I've got 2.5, so...
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's 3, I guess, but like, yeah.
Okay.
One's not like a...
All right, well, I'll start with... this is a little bit of an older one, but I finally watched, and I'm sure you'll be happy with this. So I finally watched the first season of Industry.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. That's how long it's been, because I checked it out when it first came out, but like only watched the pilot, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I just didn't get back to it. And I think I know why, because now finishing the whole first season, which this is on HBO, I think the pilot's the weakest part of the show.
It starts out a little which is like it starts out a little rough, like the show in general. Yeah,
and I would say the first few episodes, and that's why I think it took me a while to get. So like you have to get through the first couple, which sucks because then the show is awesome, because especially the pilot focused so heavily on
the stuff they're doing with the stock and the numbers and the sorting and all the stuff that they're doing there, which is like the backdrop of the show, not actually what the show's about. And so until you can get into where it's really about the characters and the dynamic there, that's when it gets good. Yeah. Yeah.
And that takes a few episodes. So I just, that's why it took me a while, but, let me see. What else do I have down about this?
And I don't know that lady's real name, but the main lady,
Mm-hmm.
like she's great. And
She's good.
and then the other lady,
I think Yasmin is
yes,
the
Yasmin's
best.
great as well.
Yeah. I don't know the actress's name.
Yeah.
I think she's the best character
Yeah.
in the show so far, but you've seen all of it. But I wanted to also watch it because I believe it's coming back in January.
Yeah, that's all I was going
At
to say. Yeah, it's
some
coming
time.
back really soon. It's for
Right.
season 4.
Yeah. So I got a ways still. But
And,
I know from what you've talked about in the pod, like it gets even better.
Yeah. Season 2, I think, is definitely stronger than even season 1. I'm trying to remember.
What about
Season
season
3,
three? Yeah.
I think, is probably still up there, but like I think
Okay.
it probably is a little bit of a step down from season 2.
Okay.
But like season 3, you get Kit Harington in it.
Right.
But season 2, well, also
Yeah. We got any other guest actors?
I don't remember now because it's been
Okay.
a while. But I was going to say the young guy. Is he in season 1? Like the younger, yeah, he's in season 1. Like he's good too. And then he was in something else more recently.
The young guy.
Yeah,
Like our main.
kind of, yeah, he's because he at some point he rooms with one of the other ladies.
Oh.
I think for a little bit him and Yasmin flirt and stuff too, right?
Yes.
Younger guy that she like.
Yeah, that guy's great too.
Yeah, that character. Wait, he was in something else recently. And he was
Probably.
good.
I mean, all of them are now in other stuff.
Yeah, though I haven't seen Yasmin, that actress I haven't seen her in anything else. I haven't looked it up to see, but like the other lady,
Yeah.
the what's her name?
I forget.
Yeah, she's been in other stuff I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
Well, Yasmin, that actress is the only thing she's been in was I believe Amy Winehouse film. She played her, which she looked identical to her. Like I didn't see the movie though. But besides that, so I wanted to say the other person that I think is great. I believe his name is Gus on the show, but it's David Johnson is the actor. And I talked about him recently because he's in Alien Romulus and he's incredible in that movie as the android. Like it's so good. And I mean, he's great in industry too. He's kind of in the, I'm sure he moves around, but he's kind of in the other section in season 1. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He's, great actor too, but he's also in The Long Walk. Yeah, he's in a lot of new stuff now. So, yeah, anyway, so just want to shout out.
I'm excited for
finally.
you because
I know.
it's a good show.
It is a good show. And I knew it was. It's just like getting through that
I
beginning.
remember when I first watched it, season 1.
Yeah.
I remember the best thing, the way to describe it to me was like, it's kind of somehow like, I would say a mix between the Bear, like just the anxiety intense like the Bear had, especially season 1 of Bear.
Yeah.
Right. And then, but then also a little bit of like, I don't know, I want to say it's like, why am I drawing a blank?
It's supposed to be like Wolf of Wall Street, but it's not funny like that.
No. I was thinking that. Well, there was the show Billions.
Oh yeah.
It was a little bit like that with like the numbers.
It is like that, yeah.
But no, it definitely has a little bit more of like the dynamic of like, I mean, they're not all wealthy, but like there is that like dynamic of Succession a little bit, like just the way the characters are, and it's just like all these terrible people. so I don't know. There was like to me, it had that kind of that vibe of Succession meets the Bear a little bit.
Yeah,
I think again, not the wealthiness of them, but like just that like kind of like these characters that you like, even though they're all just really not good people.
Yeah, that's why like, because like all of the stuff like what they're doing at work, like I don't really care about. And you're right, that's what they focus on in the beginning, so it's hard to get. But like the characters are so great, and when you get a lot more into that, and the way they change and develop through the season is what then makes the show so good. And also, I shouted it out before, but the score is so good.
Oh yeah,
so good and
sure.
unique.
But
I love it.
like these people, the people that are writing the show and show running the show, like they've never done anything else before.
I remember seeing an interview or something with them, And yeah, that's crazy to just,
This is like
your first thing.
your first, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's,
awesome.
It's always exciting, just to have like someone right off the bat just make something good.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're doing other stuff now too, besides the show. Or I'm sure people
At some point,
wanting them to do other stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. What do you got?
We'll start with Paul Morale season 2.
Oh yeah.
So the show season 1 was great. I think even got some Emmy nominations, if not wins, for some of the characters.
Crazy cast.
Yeah. So here's the cast: Kristen Wiig, Ricky Martin, Josh Lucas, Leslie Bibb, Laura Dern, and Carol Burnett.
Yeah. It's awesome.
But this is, focused on Kristen Wiig's character, an ambitious woman scheming to secure her seat at America's most exclusive table, Palm Beach High Society, in the 1969.
Yeah.
Which or early 70s, I guess, because I don't know if it's gone into 70s yet with season 2, but yeah, it started in 69. So yeah, it's a period piece, which makes it fun.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, season 1 was great. Season 2, it has all because really it's all about the backstabbing and, of like this high society. And yet Kristen Wiig's character, who she tries not to do that because she's just really actually a nice person and doesn't want to destroy people, but it's because she's didn't grow up in that. And so that was season 1, but season 2 looks like they, at least from the setup from episode 1, which is all I've watched because that's all it's out.
Yeah.
Looks like that they have a good setup for premise for season 2. I think that's gonna keep that vibe and tension happening, and and then of course all the cast is great. So like, as long as you have a good story arc they can throw in there, it should be pretty good.
Is it all the same people? Everyone coming back for season 2?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like they're all back. Yeah, that I listed.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but yeah, it's on Apple TV.
Yeah, I love the time period. The late 60s. It's cool. Yeah, I just haven't watched it. Really?
Yeah. Did you watch all of season 1?
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think so. But then when you said that, I was like, oh, did you get caught up?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's just a lot of the stuff I want to watch. I got to watch 2 more seasons of Industry.
Well, you got till January.
Before January. That's not much time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a full hour every episode.
And they're intense episodes.
Yeah.
Most of them. Like
8 episodes.
And
it's 8 hours.
I would say, again, to that point, like the anxiety intensity that is in the way they have those scenes. Like they keep, it does dial back maybe a little bit, but like it's there a lot still.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I feel like The Bear really kind of came away from it after season 1. It wasn't, they really don't have it as much after season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as much the whole way through it.
Whereas like season 1 was
yeah.
It was like,
well, that's good to hear that. So Industry, they keep it going. All right, good.
Going.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what else you got?
I only have one more thing, which is the main thing I wanted to talk a lot about. But you want to go through it? And since I'll
go with so one of the other things I have is there's a new Apple immersive video on Apple TV. These are the 180 degree 8K stereo 3D VR films that they make that only work on Apple Vision Pro. But they released one on Veterans Day called Flight Ready, where they are, it says, report to the flight deck of the USS Nimitz and strap in with the F-18 fighter pilots for a full throttle ride through the skies. And this is what's that says. So it was like 10, 15 minutes long.
Okay.
Just some great shots of, as I've talked about this before, it's the closest thing of being there next to being there, you feel like you're there. You just feel like you're standing wherever the camera is. And so being able to stand on the deck of these things and watching F-18s take off and land. And so like, it's like, a reason why Top Gun's so much fun. Right. And
for sure
is like the intensity of that. And they talk about that, like this this is like one of the scariest things. Like this is like even when he's like when we're not in wartime, this is still life and death taking on because they they still have to like they still run I guess like mission like test missions or whatever they have to do.
Yeah.
And it's like you're still very risky what you're doing every day of taking off from those things.
Yeah.
So, but they've got all the angles you want to see, right? Like you'll watch some like from your, like if you're like one of the deckhands and you're just like watching them take off and land, they of course do one where you're kind of like almost on the plane taking off
Nice.
and then stuff from the sky and seeing this thing. But I will say, the crazy thing is like, I mean, seeing aircraft, I've seen aircraft carriers in like in a port and you're like, oh, that thing's big. But then also when you look at it and you're like, okay, it's big, but at the same time, when it's supposed to just be a runway and you've seen runways at airports, like as a runway, it's very small.
Right.
And so, and then they talk about, you're landing on this thing that's moving in the ocean. Like it's not still like when you land on the ground, like the ground's not moving, it's there. And so you're trying to land the plane on something that's moving and it's not like it's like moving back to back. Then it's moving forward too in the ocean. Right. So it's it's a lot. The thing I don't think I've seen, of course, I'm not like a military, like get into research, all this stuff. So like, I'm sure there's stuff out there about it, but like, it's not something I remember them showing anytime in the like Top Gun movie or whatever. And that they do it at night too.
Oh.
And so then and they kind of build up to that. So they don't show that to you right away either. Because it is, because they're talking about the dangers of this and the difficulty of everything. And you're watching this stuff and you're like, yes, I can see where this would be one small thing wrong. And it's like someone dies easily. And then they're like, and if you thought it was hard then, imagine trying to do it basically at night. And then they show, and it's like, just guys out there with like the little like wands and stuff. And there's some lights on the deck, but like, that's it. And so you're laying, and he's like, yeah. So when you go from like, hey, you used to see this thing in the ocean that you're trying to land on, and now you don't see, and you don't even see the ocean, and you're just landing in darkness. And
that's scary.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it was super cool. It was definitely a fun one to watch. And again, if you've got an Apple, actually just go into the Apple store, you can do a demo and then watch some of this content. And there's definitely plenty worth watching because
there is
a lot of good stuff in there.
Do they ever say like their numbers, like how many people have gotten Apple Vision?
I don't know. I don't think they released the numbers of how many were sold.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Be curious.
But they did just come out with an updated model where the chip, that it has an M5 in there now instead of an M2.
Nice.
They updated the chip. That's it. I mean, they didn't change anything else. But
okay.
Which the only thing that people are reporting it's the biggest difference is when you do the computer mirroring in your screen, it can now support a much higher refresh rate on like the larger resolution screens than it did before. So if that's something that's like, big and you're using all the time and stuff, then maybe you'd want to upgrade. But obviously those things aren't cheap either. So
no.
But anyway, I mean, I still use mine all the time, especially with flights and travel. And that's one thing that, like, if you do that a lot and you're an Apple product person, like you use a Mac and stuff, then it's huge because it gives me a secondary display for my laptop, and then also it's great for watching stuff and doing things on the plane. The same even on the plane, like just being able to mirror and just work in there instead of trying to. Yeah, so
it seems like especially on a plane, that seems like so awesome to have when you're on a flight. And
I'm really, especially the longer flights, and then next month in December I got to go to Spain.
Yeah,
and then so it'll be a longer flight than I've been on in a while, and so it's going to be critical for that too. Yeah. So and the one I was. There's one other thing they updated with it when they did the new version. They created the nice, like the way the back strap is. How I have like a third party thing for the upper strap on mine. They now make it with that nice mesh thing. It's an Apple one that has both. Like it kind of has it across the top. So I actually ordered that. It hasn't come yet, but I ordered that like so I can swap mine out with the new one.
Nice.
So I'm actually looking forward to that too, because it should help make it even more comfortable to wear.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, Apple Vision Pro. It's crazy. It's like, yeah, come January, it's been 2 years.
2 years, yeah. That sounds right.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem like it's been out that long.
and and the other thing which I haven't seen any direct stuff that like promoted. I haven't looked into it again. I'm so busy I haven't looked, but they did release in the OS update for the fall, which I guess was in September. It now does support the PlayStation controllers.
Oh yeah,
the VR controllers. So then they sell them on the Apple's website even like now. So it's one of those things where, especially if there's a specific game or something that gets released, then I might pick up a set of those too, just to play in there with the. But
that's
we'll
cool.
See. Yeah,
I like that Apple's working with Sony a lot more now with those kind of things. That's good.
Yeah, I think it's being in it. It's like it's the future.
Yeah,
I know that device at the cost and the weight it is won't be what everyone's wearing in 10 years from now.
No.
But it's still like no, this is the future. So it's like one of those things where they're building that foundation software wise and experience wise. And so I think 5 years from now, when that device is a lot lighter, a lot cheaper, and then the all the kinks on the other stuff will be worked out, but it's still so magical just to have stuff floating in the space around you, and it's a whole different. I was just talking to somebody. This is becoming a VR side thing, but
yeah,
I toured the new medical school on Friday, and they don't use any cadavers anymore. They do it on VR.
Oh,
now they have these like custom systems, right? Like so, I think they're like the Vive things. It looked like they didn't let us try them. So they're not the Apple ones, but they weren't like MetaQuest like cheap things.
Yeah.
So they were a little bit higher end, but I don't know, whatever they were. But that's all they just look and test and dissect and do things with, like, it's just all in VR.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, but so someone was saying, oh, I get dizzy. I've tried that was on there. And I was like, well, I said that a lot of that has to do with like the refresh, like it's the timing is not accurate, right? And I was like, if you try the Apple one where there's no delay and it's like the pass through is in real time down to the millisecond, like someone can throw you a ball and you can catch it because your timing is not off. It's like then you tend to not, and that's where things need to get to for the mass people to be able to just wear something like that and experience something like that. And
it's exactly like the iPhone. No one had the iPhone when it first came out. Well,
that first year, I mean, like some people did, but not many.
No, but I mean, for the general masses,
there was no apps the whole first year.
No, but but like now, everyone has an iPhone in some way. So like, it's just it needs to get to that point, and then general masses will have an Apple Vision Pro, and then we'll be in the Wally world. We'll be in Wally, not Wally World like vacation. Wally,
the movie.
Yes, the movie.
The world of Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, people just sitting around living in the it'll be like Ready Player One, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What else were you watching?
So my other one is the one I really want to talk about. It's a movie called Red Rooms. It is on Amazon.
Okay.
Have you heard of this movie at all?
No, I don't think so.
It was recommended to me. And first of all, so the reason why I want to talk a lot about it is, I mean, the movie is just fascinating in general, but it kind of blew me away, and I thought about it a lot after the film was done even. And it is the kind of movie that definitely will stick with you.
Okay.
It's awesome. But first off, it's very Fincher coded.
Okay.
Which I appreciate.
You like, yeah.
It's a French film though. So this is the only downside is you have to read subtitles. And that's just the only reason why I hate that is because then it takes you out of immersing yourself in the visuals, in the visual storytelling.
Yep, me too. Yeah.
Like that's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't and I don't know if they did like an English dub with this, but even if they did, normally that's not great. But anyway, so we follow a woman um, that gets obsessed with this murder trial.
Okay.
That's essentially, we're following her the whole time, but it's about a trial of a man that's been accused of kidnapping and murdering three 13-year-old girls and filming them, torturing them, and then live streaming it to the dark web.
Mm.
And so it gets a lot into that as well, because that's apparently what they're called. They're called red rooms on the dark web, which I did not know.
No, I didn't know that.
And
But why would we?
no, exactly.
Like, unless you're into that thing,
Right.
You're not
I mean,
that.
I have no doubt that it's a real thing.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Sadly,
yeah, it's it reminded me a lot of the film 8mm as well, because that gets into that a lot too. Do you remember that movie with Nicolas Cage? It's a good movie.
yes, I do. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I think I only saw it once.
So
Back in
it
the day.
touches into that too, because that gets into like snuff films, which is like kind of adjacent to like what's going on in this too. But like this goes to where it's on the dark web then, and then gets live streamed, but then like gets auctioned off to people bidding. And so it gets a lot into that, the film too. And let's see. So there's a lot of different things. I even wrote down the director to put on our director list, because it's just like, it's amazing what he did with this movie. He's only done 2 movies so far. And the amount of long one takes in this film with huge amounts of dialogue is very impressive. And they do this even with the opening, where it starts in the trial and it's like a slow pan around. And I feel like it's like at least 10 minutes long.
Wow.
And it goes through everyone. It goes through like the judge talking a bunch, and then like both sides of the case. It's crazy. And then like it ends on like our main woman that we follow in this movie throughout. And she is also so good, like what she does with her, I would say facial acting especially. Never seen her in anything. I mean, she's just like this, but it takes place in Canada, Montreal, I
Oh,
want
so
to say.
like French Canadian.
Yes.
Not France French.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, French Canadian.
Okay.
Let's see. So, yeah, the long takes was awesome. One of the best third acts I've seen in a long time in any film. It's the kind of film, like I said, it's so chilling that it sticks with you way after you're finished it, which it did for me. I also like want to rewatch it now. And so overall, I just think the film is incredible. I'm trying not to hype it up too much, because then I feel like, if you do watch this, like it might not, some people might not like it because the ending is very strange, but I think it is awesome. Let's see. Anything else? Talked about the subtitles thing. That's like the only downside. I believe that's everything. So, yeah, our main actress especially like is awesome. What her performance in this. So anyway, that Red Rooms, it's on Amazon.
Okay.
Easily one of my favorite films in a long time.
Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah, definitely check it out if you
I'll have to
haven't.
download it for the plane.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should give it a watch. It's not. It's a good runtime too. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not too long.
Cool. All right. My last thing here, The Beast in Me
Oh,
on Netflix.
right.
And this is the show that has Claire Danes, Matthew Rhys, Brittany Snow, and Natalie Morales. So, pretty good cast.
Good cast. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about this.
This is about author Aggie Wiggs grieving the loss of her son, finds new purpose unraveling the mystery behind neighbor Niall Jarvis' vanished wife and his suspicious dealings. So far, this has been, I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
It's Netflix, so, and I think there's 8. I think it's because it's a miniseries.
Sounds right.
This so far has been really good. I mean, the performances, even the camera work and the sets and stuff, like it's compelling. The premise, like, to give it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, everyone thinks this guy killed his wife. The body's never been found, but she died. And then he moves in next door to this Aggie Wiggs that Claire Danes plays. That is, she wrote a book years ago. It blew up. She got Pulitzer Prize or whatever. But then her son died in a car. Like, they were in a car accident. And her son died. And so then she's like grieving that. So she hasn't been able to do anything since. And she's supposed to be working on her next thing. And, it's way overdue kind of thing.
Okay.
Then she kind of comes across this guy and they have this weird love-hate neighbor thing. But then like she finally gets inspired enough because then there's some other suspicious things that are happening that's like making him look even worse, even if, like, it's like, oh, well, maybe he did kill his wife. So now so then she's basically, and that's kind of where it's at right now, is like she's gonna pursue her next book, kind of try to write about him, and we'll see how that progresses in the next 6 episodes, I guess. But
yeah,
the overall, like, just storytelling, the performances are been really good and compelling.
Okay.
And Brittany Snow plays his now wife, like she's like married to the guy now. So
I really like Matthew Rhys. Always have since The Americans. He was awesome in that. And then Perry Mason was awesome too.
So he plays, and he's like kind of the little bit of the cocky, jerkish, like rich guy that he's playing this. He's great.
Okay.
But also like has the charm and charisma enough to be like, oh, maybe he's not. He maybe just misunderstood, like, but then like, and so they're towing that line really well with him. And then of course, so she's like, do I trust him? No, I trust him. But
definitely could have killed his wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because you're like, but he's also wealthy. He can get away with things. And, yeah. So there's other stuff. I just don't want to go into, because that's not what I gave away so far is not giving away too much, but there's other stuff already that, and then the 2 episodes that you're like, okay. But anyway, so I'd recommend that. That's on Netflix, The Beast in Me. Yeah, so we got Flight Ready if you have an Apple Vision Pro, or go into the store and watch some of this stuff. It's great. Paul Morale season 2. We've got Industry if you haven't watched that. That's on HBO. And there's 3 seasons of that. That's great.
It is.
And then your Red Rooms on Amazon. So
try not to hype it up too much.
Last thing I saw, Alien Earth renewed for season 2.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring it up here because we were fans of some things about that show, but definitely, and the ending was definitely one of those things where we're like, okay, this is, but I don't know. But that actually good, because like the production value and the world building that they did for that show is great. Yeah. And so if they can kind of course correct a little bit on the storytelling, season 2 can be really good. It also could be terrible.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to mention it because I came across it.
Another news thing, because I think they've been talking about this for a while, but I think it's a little more like maybe solidified now. We still don't have our next Bond, but Sydney Sweeney is definitely being eyed for the Bond girl, which is a great choice, obviously, nice. and how huge she is right now. Yeah. I just saw something else about that where like I think that's in the works.
I didn't see that. That didn't come across my. No, it doesn't mean it's not. I just didn't come across that. Okay. This just made me think though. I did see that they announced a few of the new cast members for Shogun season 2.
Oh, really?
They're probably getting close to starting production.
Sick.
Soon on that.
Okay.
Which I think, didn't they talk about they're going to do 2 seasons back to back?
Yeah.
And that would probably be it. But
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, feel like there was another thing. No, I didn't write it down. That was like another thing we covered or talked about that got picked up for season 2. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Well, that's
Pluribus is already. I mean, they immediately said 2 seasons.
Well, I think that originally was like they signed on for 2 seasons
They did,
with him. Yeah. So yeah. But I guess I think I did see something. He said there was enough story for 5. He had ideas for 5. I think if they which at this point, can't see why they wouldn't just be like, all right,
They're gonna let him do what he wants.
Yeah. But cool. All right. Well, that's it for what we've been watching.
It's time for Based or Waste.
Welcome back to Based or Waste, the internet game show where we check and see what's trending on Rotten Tomatoes, TV shows or movies. And I picked 10 of them. And Josh is going to guess if they're good or bad, if they're based or waste. And today, we are back to films.
Okay.
And we have a great list because there's a lot of new films. And like now to the end of the year, we normally get like a lot of big films normally is around this time, around the holidays and all that. So, yeah, so good list. So play along at home too. And, I think that's it. I think that's it of my intro. So are you ready, Josh?
Ready.
Okay. I was going through my head to see like, is there anything else I normally say? But I think that's it. I think we're good.
It's okay to change it up sometimes.
Yeah. All right. We have just our first one that's going to be a re-release. So I'm going to hit you with an easy one first. But then after that, I believe the rest are all new movies. Yeah. So
Okay.
we got a lot. So first one's going to be The Boy and the Heron, which is the Miyazaki
So
final film, I think he said.
So,
But then he always doesn't.
Let me go ahead and just flip.
Yeah. I don't think any of his films are below like a 90. Like,
So
they're normally all perfect.
Just to make it official, based.
yes. Yeah. Although this one currently is at 88, which is low for him.
Low for him.
Yeah, for his movies.
Yeah.
But it's his newest one, though. So there's still time for it to.
Maybe not as many people have seen it.
Yeah, no, probably not. It's not that old, though, so I wonder why it's back in theaters. It didn't come out that long ago.
I know.
So anyway.
I don't know.
All right. So here's our first one of our new films, Sentimental Value, which is very highly praised so far from what I've heard.
I don't know if I know what this film is.
I think it's I forget the main actress, but it's I'm blanking on his name. The dad Skarsgård. What is the dad's name? Stellan. Yeah. He's our main actor in this.
Right.
He was always great.
I'm going to say based.
Yes, 90. Yeah, I'm wondering if you've heard of all these. I have heard of all these movies.
Yeah, well, part of the problem, I've been a little busy lately, so like I haven't been able to keep up with like watching trailers and being as familiar with stuff. So
okay, well, hopefully you know.
Yeah.
The rest of these. All right, yeah. Next is Keeper, which is the new Osgood Perkins movie, which he's like pumping out movies. Like I think in the same year he did Longlegs and The Monkey, which I need to watch The Monkey, but I love Longlegs. But this is his new movie, Keeper.
Yeah, because Longlegs was like into summer last year.
Yeah, and
The
then
Monkey was like early this year.
Yeah,
and then now this. So like, yeah, he's doing like a new film every 6 months.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Let's go. We'll say based.
No, this is a waste. This is a 41 right now. Yeah, his are hit or miss. I think The Monkey was also a waste.
I think it was. But I was like, well,
because we did that one.
Yeah, I that's what I remembered. So I remember
Longlegs was rated higher.
Yes, Longlegs was rated higher. But also I was like, okay, the last one wasn't good. Maybe this one was back to something a little better. Also, like released around probably Halloween and
yeah,
and then like people like horror stuff for Halloween. So it's like that was my logical because I
know
I
what,
really
though?
don't know anything about this film.
What's weird is, I mean, I think this just came out like this week though. Like I've noticed there's been a few horror movies that they're releasing after Halloween. I don't know for whatever reason.
Because it's getting too full. Like
I guess.
like you're trying to like because that's always the game, right? Like you don't want to come out with competing stuff and hope.
True,
and
yeah.
so it's like, you're balancing that out of like, what do we risk? We risk doing it on a weekend, releasing it on a weekend, and maybe there isn't something competing, but then it's not as close to like the ideal like
that's
date. Because the same thing goes around like the different holidays, right? Like on Memorial Day or 4th of July or things when like just people are off work or Christmas or Thanksgiving, all the times, but then they're stacked with like the big hits. So it's like, do you want to compete with that? Do you want to? And so the same with Halloween, closer to Halloween and like the weekend before, you probably get some of the bigger even horror movies that are gonna have like a fan base, and then do you release then or do you? And so I guess they took a chance and said, hey, let's do it after.
Yeah, this is kind of in between. But yeah, we always get some of like the biggest films of the year, like right on Christmas Day or like around then.
Right. It's because kids are off school.
Yeah.
People are off work.
Yeah, whether
looking
it's
for things to do for entertainment.
Whether it's in theaters or like going right on to streaming, there's always like some of the biggest films of the year then. But for this year, besides Marty Supreme, I don't know of anything else that's coming out on Christmas. But Marty Supreme is going to be big, I think. It's going to be awesome. But I don't know if there's anything else that's coming out.
Well, I mean,
holidays.
sometimes they release it like the weeks before, and then it just flows into it.
Yeah, it's
like Avatar comes out the weekend before.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's.
But also, Christmas is in the middle of the week, so.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is actually a good example because I think this is. Well, this one might not. No, I guess it has to be out in some way for it to have an audience score.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just saying, I think this is around holidays. Well, Thanksgiving maybe. Jay Kelly. You have to know what this one is.
Nope.
Really? This is George Clooney and Adam Sandler are in it. Like just an awesome cast. That's why I'm looking forward to it. I forget what the movie's about. I think he's a movie star or something. And this is also like a big director doing this. I forget who directed this, but yeah. Anyway,
okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I love when Adam Sandler does serious movies.
Yeah. I guess let's just say based.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of this. Yes, 80.
Well, it's probably because I just haven't watched movie trailers in like
that's true.
2 months.
Well, you might not know the rest of these then. No, you'll know some of these. Okay, this one just came out as well. Die My Love. You should know this one also. This is Jennifer Lawrence? I think it's one of the Jennifers that's in this. Like gives like apparently like a career best performance. It's one of those type of movies.
Oscar bait.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, then with that, let's say based.
No.
Nope.
This is a 46 waste. I think it looks good though. I don't remember who else is in it, but that's another one I definitely want to check out. Speaking of movies I want to check out, Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna say based on this one.
Yes, 80. Yeah, people love these.
Yeah.
And now that I'm caught up on them since I watched them both.
Yeah, they're fun.
They are fun.
They're above
cast.
average from a
Yeah.
like blockbuster type of film, right?
Like I said, it is a block. It is. Think Michael Bay. It's not. It's not a film.
Yeah,
but it is. Yeah. It's a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
It gets very silly though. All right, we have 4 more. You should know what these last four are. Christie, which is the new Sydney Sweeney movie.
Yeah, it's a
Boxer.
I'm gonna say Waste.
Interesting. No, this is rated very high right now. It just came out though, so it's probably not gotten that many. But this is a 96.
Oh, geez,
which is insane.
That's crazy.
I mean, I want to check it out, but like, I can't imagine it's that good. But I don't know.
I don't know. I know it did bad at the box office.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least the opening weekend, it was basically a flop. No one saw it.
Well, I think right now, I think everything is done pretty bad box office wise. That's what it seems to me.
Yeah, it's a little slump right now.
Yeah,
but it's we'll see.
It should pick up for holidays.
We got Wicked and Avatar.
That's right. That's the other one, big one. Yeah,
that's gonna like make all the money.
Oh yeah. All right. Frankenstein. This is a big one.
Yeah, based.
Yeah, 95.
Yeah, I do want to see this.
I do.
I kind of wish I had time to go see it in the theater.
I know.
Because they did have it. They did have it at Warehouse.
Yeah, I know, and it's like the spectacle of this. Yeah, I want to see in theaters because Guillermo del Toro always does that so well with his movies, and like the vibe, like the look of this movie looks so sick. But yeah, it's already on Netflix now.
Well, I mean, it was when they released it in theater.
No, I think it was like
delayed a week.
One of those ones where it was like 2 weeks. Yeah, like a week or two in theaters, and that's it. Netflix normally does that with like their big movies. Okay, last two. I'd say these are probably the biggest movies, although I don't know how well they did either. The Running Man.
Yeah, I'll say this. Hopefully, this is a based.
Yes, 81.
Okay, but also I know it.
How well did it do though?
I don't think it did as well as they were.
Yeah, I don't think so.
From a financial standpoint, but
which sucks. Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
we will cover this too because we covered Edgar Wright's films.
I really wanted to see this. I just find the time to go to the theater. Maybe this week while I'm traveling downtime. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And then our last one, I think this is probably the one that did the best, Predator Badlands.
Yeah, this is a based.
Yeah, 95. Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things about
this. I know. I don't know why. Like I don't really care about these movies that much, but
it's
what's so good about this?
I mean, the trailer looked interesting because the character that Elle Fanning is playing.
Oh yeah, the robot.
Yeah, is just cool. Is like the cool. And if when you pull that off and you get that good buddy cop / whatever dynamic that's basically happening there, it can be fun.
That's true. It's like the strangest.
It's a strange, it's a strange duo. Because it's like this, like very, I mean, she's still even, kind of this pale, like female figure that looks out of place basically in the Badlands, but because she's a robot, and then
there is a name I remember of the tribe of the Predators, but I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, I think this is supposed to be like a younger one, right, of the tribe.
Yeah, he's still trying to prove himself and stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Very interesting. Like the world building of this seems awesome, but I just like never really have been into the Predator films that much. But
other than the original,
definitely want to check it out. Well,
the original's cool.
Yeah, of course.
But then
cool.
Well,
okay. So how
did a little better than I thought from the start because I was like 3-2 there, at the halfway mark.
I think this is your same as last week. I want to say
like 7.
I believe you did a 7 for the audio listeners. Yeah.
Yeah,
we have our new score thing here. So Josh got 7 right and 3 wrong. So, so next week we'll be back to TV, and there's a lot of new TV also, so it should also be a good list. So, thank you for playing, Josh, and thank you all out there for playing along as well, if you did, and like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, that has been Based or Waste. Tune in next week.
Cool. All right, let's get into Pluribus, or as you like to call it, Plur One Bus.
Yes.
Season 1, episode 3. titled Grenade.
Yep.
So overall thoughts on this episode? Any thing or any just
I mean, I still love this show already, but not as much happened in this episode, which is interesting. But it's still like I still love it.
Yeah, they definitely slow down a little bit.
It's still just so interesting.
100%. 100%. I think what slowing it down though, and being the third episode, allowed a little bit of room to breathe, which then also allowed me when watching it to kind of, and again, maybe just because of the third episode, but like really just the thought experiment of this, right? Like what they're doing as a premise. And it's so interesting. They do so, and even in this episode, stuff comes up where it's like the pros and cons, right? Of this idealistic, which I think is so fascinating as like as a thought experiment that they're getting to play out in this show is like, you know, us as a society always striving for like peace on earth, right? Like, and they even, I think, use that term in, was it episode 2 or when she's with the other English speaking people and like, they kind of refer to that, but like, this idea that, you know, we're all striving for this utopia, but then it's like, you know, realistically, if you take away the only way to get there, and I think the show is kind of saying is like the only way to get there is to take away free will, right? Because and it's the same thing where, and to me as a Christian believer, as you are, like it's the same thing that you deal with when people are like, why is God let bad stuff, right? It's like well, you have
why does he allow suffering?
Why is there anything bad in the world? And it's like, well, to allow someone to have free will means then they have to be able to choose the bad stuff along with the good stuff. And so unless he wants us all to be robots or like, and that's what this show is showing. Like, this is like, that's the other side of it, right? Like if you want everyone to just be minions and then you can have complete like peace, right? Like no bad things are happening, but then you lose all autonomy and free will. And then it's like, and then it's also the, you know, always also goes in there is like, you know, how's this, like in a, like the simple form is like in a relationship, right? Like you want the person to choose to want to be with you.
Yes.
You don't want someone just to be with you because you are making them be with you. Right. And then, so like, that's also in the free will, but then in that, then there's possible hurt because they do something that hurts you, or they choose not to be with you and that hurts you. Right. Like there's, and so, but then the ultimate expression of love in that case, like, right, is them to choose you. Right.
Yes.
And it's the same thing for us with, you know, deciding to serve and a God, right? Like, and he wants us to choose him, not to, and accept him, not do like, just be a minion. And so all those things is just like kind of is, I think, encapsulated in this like show of kind of the same thing is like, hey,
absolutely.
Like life is part of the reason life can be, you know, exciting is because, you know, when the good stuff happens, you know, it's because people are choosing to make that happen. People are choosing to experience that. People are choosing to do that. And once it becomes like not a choice and it just is like what you have to do, then is it even enjoyment, right? Like, is it even joy? Is it even, and so it's like, you can't have, it's almost like you can't have pure joy and excitement for something without having also bad and suffering, right? It's like they go hand in hand, because if that's not a choice and a possibility, then this is no longer a choice and a possibility. And then everything's just like meh. And so like, even though they're smiling all the time, in reality, they're not experiencing emotion any kind.
Yes.
Right. And so all that just makes it so fascinating, this concept.
I agree.
And that's why I love it.
No, that's very well said. And also it's the case for, or the argument, I guess, also for whether people will believe in God or not, or believe, because of this with creation, there has to be, a creator or design. There has to be a designer. And then for people that don't necessarily believe that or are atheist or agnostic, then they're everything is all relative then, right? Because there's no moral absolutes, right? You have to have that thing, or so it goes along with what you were talking about, to have that. So we're not just like robots. We have the free will, and then we have that baseline of our morals and values. Like there has to be a way to set up those, or to have a baseline for those things. Right. But if there's no God or no higher power, then it's all relative. And then like there really is no good or evil, because it could just all be relative to whatever.
Yeah. And I think this is also, I don't know, is the other things that come to mind is like, what the Matrix kind of, the first film dealt with too. Like, right, they were like, hey, we created a utopia and you guys couldn't even survive in that. And like when they were talking about so then they ended up making this version of the
Zion?
1990s, huh?
You talking? The Zion?
No. I'm talking about the virtual world that they created. Remember, originally they talk about like, we made this utopia and then the brains didn't survive. You need the like possibility of bad. You need the possibility to then know and see the good, right? Like there's like and to be able to, anyway, this idea always fascinates me, I think. And then this is a very interesting way to explore it, and this world that they've made. And of course, taking somebody like Vince Gilligan, who's a master craft of storytelling anyway, and do it it's awesome.
And how good he is with dialogue. Like this show lends to that type of writing so well. And I like to go to one of my notes already, because it's about what we were just talking about anyway. Is I really like seeing Carol ask Pirate Lady, or Zosha, right?
Yeah.
Ask her very specific questions and scenarios, because I would be doing the exact same thing in that situation, and I'm sure you would too. Like, so like, and she goes even further with it in this, all the way to the point of the reason why the episode's called Grenade, and it's just fascinating. Like, I don't know, I love that. Like, I thought that was one of the best scenes of the episode. For sure.
I mean, it's definitely jumping.
Yeah, no, I just want to mention just asking questions and the specific.
So before we get into the episode too much, I also want just a note, and I haven't read it, but Apple Books app has her book.
Oh, so sick!
At least the first couple chapters, and they did this with.
Yeah, we got it right here.
Yeah, with season 2 of Severance.
Our boy Rickon.
Yeah, they released the UUR as in book form on Apple Books.
So they did.
This has got Blood Song of Waikaro. Okay. This recounts the adventures of Lucatia as she sails on.
So this is the pirate lady.
Yeah. She sails on the Mercantor and dreaming of her lost love, Rabin. So this is
nice.
This is one of her, the cheesy junk food novels, I guess, because that's what she called them, something like that in that first episode, right?
It's like it's the steamy romance novels, right? She's like part of that.
I think so.
Group. I think it's supposed to imply, or supposed to be that.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's fascinating that they released the 2 chapters.
I love when they do that with these shows.
Yeah. Just
like
something
put out
more
real world.
Yep. And the author is Carol, whatever, like in the. And so I don't know. Just that was fun. I wanted to make note of that for those that.
So it's a couple pages. You said
the first 2 chapters of the book.
Okay.
So I haven't read it yet, but I'll have to check and see if they released the audio like they did too, because they did the audio version for the UUR, which is how I ended up reading it. But
it'd be interesting to Ray Seahorn like narrates.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. All right, so episode 3, Grenade. The world just wants to help, which infuriates Carol. A heart-to-heart conversation ends with a bang. All right, so we get this cold open, which is the flashback to Norway, where Carol and Helen go to the ice hotel. So this was fun. This was like a good to give.
Well,
Best.
and it was crazy because it's like, oh, this is way back because
Yeah.
it said like the
Which is
days.
yes, which
was
is
like-
also a good use of, and twice in this they use that in a good narrative way. And of course, this is one of them where it's like, oh, okay, this was a while ago. Oh, not like wow, but like I remember how many days was it? Like 2 years.
This is the furthest.
It was, or was
we've
it,
at, like-
it wasn't over, it was over 300. I can't remember the number.
Yeah, no, it was like I thought it was in like the thousands. This
Okay, so it's like
beginning.
years.
So this
ago.
is for sure like the furthest back we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
but it was
far.
like years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also just love to see their dynamic as a couple here, and like, yeah, and to see Carol is the same person now as she was then, where she's just
I've always wanted to go to something like this. It looks so cool, but like staying there though, like
sleeping in
I know. That's the part I'm like,
yeah, I don't think
that'd be rough.
I mean, though
even
they do,
with all the crazy amount of blankets they have on it, it's just like
they do say like you're supposed to sleep at like 60 degrees or something.
Right. Like that's the optimal. Yeah.
But that's not easy to do if you're not used to it.
No, but they say the temperature is like,
he said it's right
crazy.
below freezing.
Yeah.
Because it's got to stay freezing.
It has to, yeah.
So they basically have it as warm as possible without so that things don't start melting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think it again like helps bring more humanity to Carol. That not wasn't that she didn't have it, but like we definitely see her, you know, obviously dealing with grief and just loneliness and frustration with the whole situation and like present day, quote unquote. But you know, having that flashback and having this moment where, and you kind of see a little bit more of like who she is baseline, right? Like you get to know her.
I would like to know, and I don't know, maybe you have an idea, but this opener, besides what we just talked about, just to get more of her and see more of how she was and her humanity, there has to be a deeper meaning to this opening also. But I'm not sure what. I mean, I know they
do a
talk about
callback.
the sky
They
and the
do a callback later
Borealis,
in the episode, but
that's right.
So I don't know if that. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like there's got to be more though to that. I mean, there always is with these, especially the cold opens that were in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Always had a very like deeper meaning. I don't know.
All right, so then we go after the music, whatever, which also the opening music is great.
Oh, it's awesome.
So like creepy, but not.
I love it. Yeah, it's all vocal. It's cool.
Then we get them leaving, you know, I guess Carol traveling back from Spain, and she has Zosha. So basically what we didn't know for sure, but kind of assumed why she stopped the guy over there. First one, she did decide she didn't want Zosha to leave. Yeah. Which is telling because I think later in the episode we see she actually starting to care about this person, even though she, you know, but obviously she cares enough that she didn't want, she's like, I do want her around, even though, you know, I don't, I say I don't, but.
I also thought about, this is the first time by the end of this episode, I was thinking, are they going to play around with her actually being into Zosha? Because like, I was just thinking about that now because now that we know, like, you know, obviously she's likes women, but then also like after seeing Zosha for a while, I'm like, I mean, this is a very attractive woman.
I mean, I hadn't thought about that.
So I was thinking, I'm like, I wonder if they're going to play into that at all. Like, is she going to be into her eventually?
Maybe eventually. Right now, I was like more thinking about it more like she, you know, she is lonely, and then like she's getting, like attached to this person, like from a relationship like just for like a friendship standpoint, like having her around, even though she, you know.
No, that's definitely how it could start, but I feel like it could.
But anyway, so then she's asking about the non-English speaking people, which is she's trying to find out what they have. You're basically trying to find if any of them are scientists or doctors, like they could, because she's basically trying to combat this while they still all have autonomy.
Yeah.
And before they all before until the what are we going to call them, the hive minds, until they, because they were obviously working on, which we find out she asked in this episode like how long, and they're like, well,
the
a few
president
weeks.
said it also.
Yeah,
He said like
he did say, but
could be like
then
2
he said
months.
he said
What
a
did he
couple
say?
months or something. Then, but then this was even more vague because they're like, well, because she
Yeah.
pressed for details, and she's like, well, it could be a couple weeks, or it could be months from now, and so like, which is obviously what they're going to play with, so that the show, it's going to not be 2 weeks because that would be into the show too quickly.
Yeah, but I wonder how much Vince had. I mean, well, you said he could do potentially 5 seasons, but like whenever this gets done, like I feel like there's more story after that. Like they could end the season with that even. I feel like they probably won't, but
You mean like having Carol, because basically at some point either,
I mean, get to that point, the countdown or the count up, I guess, until.
so I mean, I think you've got two, like right, either Carol finds a way to reverse it,
Yeah.
or they find a way to capture these last dozen or so people and get them into the hive mind. And I think either one kind of, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like that's gonna kind of end the story. I mean, like, if they brought him into the hive mind, then it's like, what are we gonna watch them all like be like zombies?
No, I know, but I just know the way Vince Gilligan is. Like, I don't know. I feel like he could figure out a way to even go beyond that.
The other way around, where they are able to remove one person. Like, I feel like that could be but you don't want to be at end of season 1, but like that could be at some point, because then it still doesn't mean they instantly can convert everybody, and then. But I guess the goal would be to make some kind of immunity, figure out why these, dozen people, just like with any, mass,
figure out
infection
why.
of something, like it was like, oh, why are these 3 people immune to it? And then reverse engineer that, and then start dealing that to other people to help them fight it, if it's even reversible, right? Which we don't know in this world.
No.
But then there's the one guy that they don't so she wants to talk to him. He's Spanish speaking, and so
this is still when she's on the plane.
She's tries calling him multiple times. Does talk to him briefly, and that's it. So I do think this guy's gonna come back and circle back, like, because he's the one person that obviously is kind of pushing back to these people besides her, and so I think at some point he's gonna become another key character to an ally for her, to be like, hey, we do need to work on something, because like the rest of the group is like, I don't care. I mean, which was one of the questions, like, because that I should have asked last week, but we were covering 2 episodes and whatever. The guy that has Air Force One, like, I'm like, I was thinking about this, like, I was like, and of course we see it a little bit in here, which we can kind of jump ahead then, because it kind of goes in, like, she goes grocery shopping and then the grocery store is empty.
Yes.
Right. And then she's in this, like, so then she's like, calls him up, even though she had been like, leave me alone. And then like, she calls him up and like, okay, I need my grocery store back, and they're like, what's more efficient to, which is, also funny, to not have a bunch of crap sitting in a grocery store for people to shop. And so she's like, well, can we have that done by Friday? And they're like, oh, we'll be there in a minute. And this choreography of this thing
crazy
is so insane. And it's, but also kind of wild. And then sure enough, in a matter of whatever, and this is another where they jumped at the time.
Yes.
And it was like 30 minutes or something. They counted up like real quick. And it's like, so 30 minutes, an hour later, and they've got this whole grocery store put back together. And it cuts to a scene of like someone putting the last little bottle on the shelf. And then, so then she can shop. But then it made me think, it was like, but obviously she's not using any money, because there's no, like even for something simple like that. So I was like thinking, like, if I was stuck in this position, or you were stuck in this position, what would you do? Like, what would be the thing you'd be like, oh, well, I can do that now? Or, because
that's a good question.
So obviously the guy from last episode, he was like, get me Air Force One and a bunch of chicks to serve me. And then he was going to Vegas to stay in the suite.
I mean, that sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't know though, but I get the Like she likes, I don't know if she likes it, but she wanted to at least like preserve like the grocery shopping experience. Like she wanted to.
Well, she's trying to go back to life beforehand as much as possible.
So like that's cool that she can do that now, even though like she's not paying for anything. But it is crazy though that because it was around this time where the like breakfast they served to her
It was right before that, yeah.
Right, was like insane, and she just throws it away, even though it was like apparently one of the best that she's ever had.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, good on her for like her
principles.
Yeah, like it's because like it'd be very hard. Yeah, that's a good word to use, principles, because like it'd be very hard to resist that to where you literally could get anything at any time, essentially.
Yep. And there's not like that many people to deal with, because what we also saw last week was like, but they can't please everyone.
Yeah. And
so and that's where Zosha couldn't go with him unless she approved it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you guys have to work it out. I can't decide, which is, those are little things that clock like that. In this episode where like they basically can't deny them something, which we learn here in a little bit.
Yes.
Which I mean, just not really that more about the grocery store. So next thing is, the power goes out and then they apologize because they didn't mean it to go out for her, but they, like it all goes out and then like they turn hers back on and then like, it's like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't realize which one was yours or something, and they get it back on. And then,
well, let me mention, because this has happened because she's watching Golden Girls.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I wanted to shout out the cinematography, because that shot where she's watching the Golden Girls and there's a reflection of the disc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what do you call that when it's just like a straight across shot? Like, is that a tracking shot?
Yeah. Like,
or just
like
goes
a dolly shot. Yeah. Tracking right to left, actually it was, but yeah.
Yeah. It was so sick. So you saw the reflection of the Golden Girls being played on the TV through the DVD reflection on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, because I saw an interview with Vince Gilligan, he essentially got it's the whole crew, or pretty much most of the crew, and including the cinematographers from Better Call Saul and
same crew he's been working with forever.
Yeah, which is awesome. So, and I think that's the main reason why he said it's set in Albuquerque.
Yep.
So because he said he wanted to have the same crew. Yep. So like, so not only that shot in particular, but just in the first two episodes, but there's some in this episode too. And he did it so much in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, but like where they decide to position cameras.
Well,
was always so cool.
Two examples were almost back to back.
Yeah.
It was like her on the plane trying to call the last guy, and then like she got so frustrated she goes into the bathroom in the plane, and it's just like a overhead wide shot of like the little bathroom in the plane. And then from that, it cuts to then like a shot from the wheel of the little cars. She brings Carol back to the house in Albuquerque. And so, he's always done a great job of, and I don't know if it's a cinematographer. He's just I don't know if it comes from the cinematographer or it comes from Vince Gilligan and his planning, like his, storyboarding. But he's, going back to his other two shows, they've always put cameras in very interesting places.
The other thing because I remember you talking about it even when Breaking Bad was still like, I don't know, only a few seasons in. Like, what is the other thing that like, I don't know if they created, but they like made popular? There was another thing. Is it like the ultra wide shot? I remember you talking about it, because then you said you started to implement it in your own.
I mean,
stuff.
They would do. Is
it like an ultra wide, like slow push in or something? I don't know. There was something else.
They wouldn't normally move the camera. They would just have like these really, at least on that, like kind of Western, kind of like almost like in a Western type of style of like really wide shots of these like big vistas, because they would be out in the desert and stuff.
Right.
So they did a lot of that kind of stuff. The thing I think that they kind of, in Breaking Bad at least, popularized was putting the camera on like onto a thing, and then because there was like the one where it was like on the shovel, and that was like early on that people, and again, it's one of those things where like you couldn't do that with film cameras, so no one ever did it. And then when you finally like the cameras are digital cameras are small enough.
Or the camera's like at the bottom of a trash can, and you see them like throw something. Yeah, they did that a lot.
So they did a lot of that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
that was it popularized it, right?
Yeah.
Because you had a fame or popular show do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyway.
No, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so then I think when it was the one she's on the phone about the power and stuff, and then she makes the offhand comment about the grenade.
Yeah.
And this is where so then she's watching more Golden Girls and
Did
drinking.
you think right away, you're like, oh, she's getting a grenade?
No.
You didn't think
I
that?
didn't think of that.
I did, because I was like, because I've been paying attention to what she says to him so much, because it's like she's got to be really careful.
Yes.
We've already
that's what-
seen
and that's
many
what we see.
examples of like everything she says to Zosha or these people. Like, yeah, she has to be very careful with what she says.
So yeah, so then, a little ways of time goes by, and then Zosha shows up with the grenade. But it's also funny because they were like, we thought you might be sarcastic, but just in case, we didn't want to not deliver something that would make you happy.
Now, the only thing I had an issue with is, why would she think that they brought her a fake grenade? Like, everything leading up to this, we know that they're like so, like,
Literal.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
she had to have known it's going to be a real grenade.
I think she probably just hadn't. Well, because of their rule of not hurting people, maybe she
Sure.
assumed that they weren't gonna.
Yeah.
But then also they let the zoo animals out, right? And they mauled some people, like they
Right.
had some maulings. The guy says last episode. Yeah. So shows up with the grenade, and then but then she's like, "Do you drink?" Which was funny. And then she was asking her like, "Does everyone get drunk?" Even like and she's like, "No, it doesn't work that way." Right. So there is like things that they experience that aren't obviously pushed to everybody, right?
Yeah.
If that's so, which is like, I guess the knowledge of, hey, this happened, they drink, is everyone's gonna know, but like to get drunk. But so then I was hoping that like it would play out differently, and she would get a little drunk enough that she would say some things that maybe she
Let
shouldn't
something
say.
slip, yeah.
Yeah, but instead, Carol gets a little bit worked up and then pulls the pin on the grenade, and Zosha has to step in, which is also a funny moment because she's
I
like,
loved it, how she was
like, pardon.
so calm and
Yep.
still smiling.
Yep.
And then just like,
Tosses it up,
yeah, grabs her, and
covers her up.
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, this to save her or to protect her. But then that's when we get this interesting dynamic then where Carol, obviously, we can tell she's starting to care about this person more than she wants to lead on to, because she would. So then, and then she's like, "Oh, let me get some help." And she's like, "Don't worry, Carol, it's already on its way." And then you're like, "Of course," because as soon as something happens, even in the whole grenade situation, they probably already were sending people on the way because they knew. So then we get the scene at the hospital with the DHL driver who must have performed surgery, because anybody can perform surgery because the knowledge all gets
They have
passed
all the
around.
knowledge, yeah.
He comes out to give her the news that she's nothing severe, right? Like she's no nerve damage. She's just going to take a little bit to. And then this is where we get the question, right? Which is what you were kind of leading to earlier, where she's like, "Wait, would you give me a tank? Would you give me a rocket launcher with a rocket?" And then, but it's funny because then she gets to the atom bomb, and he like hesitates, and he's kind of like, "We would give you a lot of caveats of like, hey, this is very dangerous, be very careful, blah, blah, blah," but they would not deny it.
I love how scared he is in this.
Yeah, and it's like
when he's saying this too.
Yeah, and the performance of this guy is great in this scene, but it's like they can't say no, which is a very interesting.
Yeah, and this is where you see her.
It's picked up because like anytime she pushes for certain specific informations, and like she's like, how many people died, and they like don't want to tell her, but then they.
No, but I love how they end this episode with her like, she definitely gets a light bulb moment. So there's something she has planned.
Yeah,
I don't think it's involving an atom bomb, but it got her along those lines by saying
even,
that.
yeah, yes. Well, but even, yeah, I mean, I think it's like, even if it's just the realization of like, oh, wait, they will do anything I ask.
Yeah.
So one, I need to be careful, but then two, what can I do with that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I think there might be a loophole in that, right? Like, if like,
Yeah.
can she get them to do the research she needs to reverse it, right? Like, I don't know. Like, so, and then like, of course, and then we also, yeah, we talked about it, like, cause she asked her when they were drinking about the timetable. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, again, I was just looking at somebody's notes at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of stuff about autonomy, consent, and control.
Yeah.
And of course, again, more psychological and moral tension in this episode. Yeah, so didn't really answer specifically. And I don't know, I have a straight answer, but like, I was just like, what would you do if you had that at your fingertips?
Oh, I would really have to think about it. I don't have a specific thing off the top of my head that I would do. I don't know. Do you have something?
I mean, I definitely would. I think I would want to at least, travel. I mean, it's so easy to travel in if you have a private jet of whatever.
Oh,
like, I just want to, like,
of course,
like see the world. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, why not? And then,
oh yeah, I would definitely go
but
everywhere.
The challenge would be, it'd be lonely, and that's because, like, I think, I've experienced this a little bit when I travel, like, for work and stuff, and sometimes it's like, well, I'm here by myself. I'm doing this thing, but like, I'm by myself, and it's not like I can't enjoy it, but half the enjoyment of experiencing something new is like being able to experience with somebody else, and then be able to take that experience together and talk about it and discuss it.
Well, especially if you're experiencing something with someone you love, that's a big difference.
Well, yeah. But even just somebody you're just friends with, whatever. Yeah. It's still
it's a different experience. Though.
It's nice to have a community. Now with strangers, like, it's not quite. But even that is like when you go to a movie, like, you can go to a movie and there's strangers in the movie theater. But if you all experience a great movie and everyone's laughing or crying or whatever the emotion, you can walk out of there and kind of feel like you bonded with them, even if you don't know these people. So
for sure, I just had this with a concert I went to. Yeah, it's definitely you get that collective experience. Yeah,
but anyway, I think the loneliness though dynamic that's there, but she's starting to feel this little bit of bond with Zosha, but like, it's still. Anyway, I was like, that's something, but at the same time, otherwise, like, I mean, go see things, like, be able to just go right into the White House or see, like, do things that you're like, couldn't do before, and visit things. But, what was the Guggenheim that they were going to go see or something, right? Episode 2.
Yeah.
But, but I mean, again, that's like short lived. I mean, eventually I mean, it might take a few months, but you would kind of
see everything
and kind of be like, okay, now what? And, again, without having a true person to live life with and stuff, like, and which is, without the other part of this that they're dealing with in the show is like, she lost her person.
Yeah.
Helen. So like, then she's lonely, and but anyway, I think this show's brilliant. I think it
is
fantastic, and
Vince Gilligan still got it.
Yeah, I mean, he took his time, which is great.
He did,
and I think it's all paying off. It's worth it. So
yeah, and that's one good thing. Well, Apple, as opposed to Netflix, for example, is better with this. Like, gives shows chances, doesn't cancel stuff as much. But we already know with Vince Gilligan, they're going to let him do whatever he wants for however long he wants to do this. So,
Yeah,
which is a good
Sure.
feeling. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Like
same with Severance, like that, they're going to give him pretty control over it, which is good to have shows like that. So, you know, you're in good hands.
you got good to have a studio like that.
Yeah.
That's going to let stuff build an audience, let stuff like kind of breathe a little bit and not have to be like.
But to give you creative freedom, it's like so important.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's exciting show, and look forward to see where it goes. But that's our thoughts in episode 3 of Pluribus, and just the show in general. We kind of got a little bit deeper some of that stuff. Obviously, let us know what your thoughts and feedback are. You can do that by emailing us at feedback@screentimepod.com, or, you know, leave a comment. And we appreciate all you who like and subscribe. And if you haven't, please do. You can subscribe on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube. And then you can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all Screen Time Pod. And then you can follow us on Instagram individually. I'm at J Youngbar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.